Today came as a really pleasant surprise, I must admit. I really enjoyed it for the most part. It started off. How would I? It started off with me being in a place where I didn't want to get ahead of myself. I woke up and I was very surprised at how much progress over one night, from night 2 to night 3, I felt like my knee had made. Because from night 1 to 2, I felt like there was no progress. If anything, I felt like it was worse than I'd initially thought. However, with my lack of expectation going into day 3, I was really excited as I woke up. I was able to move around in my bed more freely than I had in, a couple of days. However, getting to the gym was slightly better. There was a small improvement. Walking around the house, being outside with the dog, so on and so, taking the dog for a walk. I noticed a slight improvement, but it wasn't as significant as I initially thought it might have been, based on how I could move about in my bed and how easy it was to get out of bed and so on and so forth. And then the gym was where things took off, so to speak, and it started badly, if I'm being completely honest. Shout out to my boy Sans. He wrote me a bench program. I asked him to write me a bench program. He's a powerlifter. I'll link his Insta down below, actually. I asked him to write me a bench program. He's working on his ability to write people programs right now. And I told him about my knee and whatnot, and said, well, all I'm going to be doing is upper body, so I might as well hone in on my bench, right? However, once I got to a decent load on my bench and I had my feet on the floor, there was one point, I think it was last rep it may have been 100 kilos. I can't quite remember. I'm sure it'll be in the footage, where my knee tweaked and it really didn't like whatever pressure I had put through it. That was a little bit nervy because that hurt, and it wasn't just the pain, it was the discomfort that followed that kind of made me a bit unsure. However, he also programmed me for some dips. I got them done, and then I, quite frankly, just pissed about for about an hour, just moving. I didn't record any of it. I just allowed myself to get lost in it, stepping up onto steps, walking backwards, walking sideways, doing I think they're called B steps. Just doing loads of little different things. I was air skipping without a skipping rope kind of thing, and just moving about and seeing what my knee could do, what it could take, pain free. And then after doing that for a while and being really warm, I thought I would see what the range of motion was like, where I encountered pain in the range of motion for a split squat, an assisted split squat, so on and so forth. And to my surprise, I had almost full range of motion. So right now I'm at a point where I can't quite straighten it. Straightening it is the most painful thing I can do, which kind of supports the doctor's hypothesis that it's a meniscus injury, because the meniscus is what allows you to place load through your knee, right, in a straight line. Anyway, to my understanding. And then, yeah, so I had a lot more range of motion than I expected. Can't quite go into full knee bend comfortably, so I wasn't pushing that at all. And then after that, my knee felt really good. It moved a lot, right? There had obviously been a lot of fluids flowing throughout it, a lot of blood around the area. I would imagine a decent amount of synovial fluid, based on the fact that it had experienced a full knee bend for the first time in a long time. So, and then after that, I went on to do some accessories that I knew I wanted to do outside of the program that my boy wrote for me. I got some... What did I get done in the end? Everything was pretty much standing off, if I remember rightly. I squeezed in some bicep curls. think it was mainly the back. Yeah, and pull-ups. That was it. I knew I was forgetting something. Pull-ups. Yesterday, I couldn't do a pull-up. The reason why I couldn't do a pull-up yesterday is because simply, like, gravity's pull on my leg when I was hanging on the bar was straightening my leg to the point where it was too painful. It was just too painful. It was too uncomfortable. However, today I could do pull-ups, so of course I was over the moon about that. I got a few sets of pull-ups in, and then did a few more range of motion stuff before ending my workout, and seeing how comfortable my knee was at the in full ranges of motion. So yeah, like all in all, it was really good. I had 2 walks at the beach, which has honestly, I genuinely believe that like the beach walking has been a godsend. I don't know the science behind it, but I'll never forget a few months ago when I was reading Katie Bowman's Move Your DNA. I went to the beach for a few days in a row and walked along the Pebble Beach barefoot. And I remember saying to my missus about how I can dramatically feel my knees and hips feeling, I wouldn't know how to put it, but I guess you could say aligned or like put back into place, so to speak. And due to having walked barefoot on the pebbles, so I've been doing that literally every day, not barefoot, just in my Vivo barefoots. This time around, I've been doing that every single day since the injury, and I genuinely believe that's paying dividends. Again, we have to take each day as it comes, see what tomorrow brings. Even if I was to wake up tomorrow and be completely pain-free, I'd still err on the side of caution and be extremely patient, because I feel like I'd be very stupid to do anything else, to be quite frank. But today was reason to be positive, reason to be optimistic about how long it will take me to recover to the point of just normal everyday movement, because I kind of see that as my first goal. Normal everyday movement before I start worrying about doing anything significant. But yeah, that's the current injury update. If you made it this far, thank you very, very much, and I shall see you tomorrow.